Well, would they turn over the conversation to Salone Football Association?
Yes, I know, since for the past 2 days, there are a lot of issues surrounding football, of appointing coaches, technical team for the country's national team. They prepare for the World Cup qualification, and that is very important, after John Kista in time in London as head coach of Leone Stars. So one for look at the issue surrounding the appointment of coach. Just about a few days ago, we see the Football Association puts out a press release of getting temporal coaches for the national team Leone Stars, headed by Amidou Karim, where now be the assistant coach to John Kista, and take the mantle of leadership, and the second by Coach Francis Zappa and other technical team as well. Yesterday night, we see the Ministry of Sport and National Sport Authority (NSA) with a press release contrary to that, and say the Football Association will follow due process. So one for discuss that. The program. And inside the studio, I got with me the country's football president, winner Thomas Daddy Brema. Welcome to the show, Mr. President.
Good morning to
you. Yes. And also got with me Stephen Kalfala from the NSA, inner director of the National Sports Authority NSA. Welcome to the show, Mr. Steve.
Yeah, thank you very much, and welcome to everybody.
Okay, so last time with you, Mr. President, you have to give a baseline outside the Football Association coming to conclusion for appoint the technical team for head the national team, and in a press release say temporarily.
Well, yes, thank you for this opportunity.
You are welcome,
the past 2 days, we don't see beaucoup publications, people saying different things about the national team coach. Firstly, I want to make them clear. Now, SLFA, they train coaches. Now, SLFA, they appraise coaches. Now, SLFA get the rights for hire coaches. Government, they complement with effort for pay with coaches. It is the responsibility. If na me they train, na me get for appraise you, na me for hire you. Make that basis clear. SLFA wants the best for Sierra Leone. We self not can be happy when they beat we all the time. So we decided for overhaul the system. If you see we appointments we'll make, key English word underline, provisional. Meaning we have not rested on these coaches. We are giving them the opportunity now because time they against we, and the fittest possible person we go continue from Musa Wudi will be these persons we have selected. How did we get to that? Firstly, Amidou has been around the national team. He is an offense-minded coach. Francis Zappa, the only Salone coach, we don't take the home-based team from one level in the Chan tournament to a higher level. Abedi in Bo, he don't win with Premier League, we they run in this country, back to back. How can you tell us they are not qualified to coach Sierra Leone? That is the premise. Prior to this, SLFA, we don't they talk to 6-7 coaches, internationals, locals. But as a standard procedure, if you want to hire somebody, you go talk to them, what we call an interview for think waiting anything. But if you talk to somebody, you look at like say when they think the same, or which you they expect, not where you go get. Not bad you do. It is our job. And we all want the best for Sierra Leone.
I know, even the mandate of the Football Association for appoint coaches, more especially when it comes into the national team, because of the technical ability the SLFA gets. But it's about consultation. And we all can agree, say, and sometimes back when, then they appoint coach now, the national team, there is a advert where we say, okay, well, one for for get coach who for can coach national team, other than qualify, let it apply. And also somebody go on for say they were not temporal, not for a period, and because they are not permanent. But within a very transition time and a very crucial time, why we need coaches then for just temporarily
because we are 4
time.
to 5 weeks to our games. We are 7-8 days to the international friendlies. Would that be for good coach the team? Would that be for good to have a bench for coach the team?
But this forbid on. We don't say John Kista in time the end.
When John Kista contract's done?
Was on the 31st.
So from the 31st to this time, can you open an international? We are not say be the mean a businessman. Can you open an international? What is it for people to apply? You run, you conduct an interview and get the right person. No, the time will be very short. So we decided, and we did not do this alone. Make people them understand.
Okay,
we did this together with the NSA. All waiting will they keep them informed. In fact, we before don't done this process long term until we before appoint a coach long term. Now because of the back and forth, now so we can end on one on Amidou. You understand? You don't want. You have been working on a project.
Yeah.
Halfway along the line, you not complete the project yet. And then you change the module. That might make you look like you don't even know what you're doing. We started as a football federation, we started a system, bringing in young players, going around looking for players of Sierra Leone descent, bringing them. It takes time, it's a process to put all of this together for give you the results we want. In our mind, if you bring in a new coach, he's bringing new philosophy, new ideas, and the time is too short.
Then they explain to NSA and the Minister of Sport?
They know it. They know. Before I make this pronouncement, that morning, before I instructed the acting general secretary for pull out the press release, Mr. Kefala, my brother, they were all in a meeting. I walked there. I came from the office of the minister, and I told them I am instructing AGS. They all said, go ahead. 3 days after that, they sent a letter, leaked it in the media to ridicule me. If he had known this wasn't right, why did you guys give me the go ahead in the first place? Why all these meetings will be holding? Why? And that's what the problem is. This is our job. If anything goes wrong, we take responsibility.
Okay, let's come over to Stephen now. Where does NSA stand in all of this, and make a clarification?
Yeah, thank you very much. And I want to also tell the viewers and say the National Sports Authority and the Ministry of Sport under the new leadership, we focus now for global make sure see what are in our statutes, what are in our statutory body regulations, what are our policies, and what we go by. And we ensure that to go back for the interest of the country. And if I can recall, the president himself, we started engaging them in December about getting a new coach or getting a coach after the end of John Kista in town.
You mean last year, December?
This year, August.
Okay, August.
This year, August, because we knew we'd get a game in September when I've been the 6th and John Kista contract they end on the 31st. We invited them in our office and they came, the president and his team. We told them 6 days or less than a month to last game in the AFCON, we cannot have a new coach. Go out there, engage John Kista for that one match, because that's after his contract. Come out with a press release, explain to the people of this country that that is the position of the FA and the government will support it. And secondly, go again, come up with recommendations as to how the new coach that will replace John Kista will be appointed. Understand? Those are the two directives and we gave to them when in August. They complied with it and they went out and they came out with a press release that John Kista will take the team to the last AFCON. And did that happen? Yeah. And we came back. And when they came, we also called them for another meeting. And we said, okay, recommend to us using procedures that are in your statute or that you think is the best practice for us to get a coach that will actually change the whole problems that we have in the Leone Star. And at the end of the day, they met, they delayed the process from September.
You mean the SLFA?
The SLFA. They delayed the process. It was only on the 28th of September. And they knew we have a match in November. And only on the 28th of September, they came with, they sent us a letter telling us that they have appointed coach. And they have also drafted the contract of the coach. Then we are reviewing, as a technical committee, the ministry and the NSA, we are reviewing that content of that letter. And in the letter, and also the analysis they made in the letter that they sent to us, they gave us a very, very clear poor performance of the previous technical team. They even gave them 17%. And looking at what the people of Sierra Leone have been pointing at, that this coach team, this whole John Kista coach technical team have a huge problem. We need to ensure we come up with a team. We have players now all over the world. But it's a coach that we need that will bring those players and put them together and give us the result that we need as a country.
But if you saw the timeline, okay.
So let me so I then bring that. On the 28th, we were reviewing that document and we saw a press release confirming those without our response. And he's saying informal, and we told them informal discussion. If you have informal discussion with minister or anybody here, we as technical team and the NSA believes, you should have waited for us to respond to your letter or your recommendation of coaches. Then we can allow you to go and say, okay, go ahead and let the people of Sierra Leone know, just like we did for John Kista. Understand? Know that these are the people you have appointed. That's one thing. Then the second thing we were saying, this team that you have appointed, look, we have just 6 weeks to the November 1st matches, understand? We want this whole process to be competitive. So what we're asking them in our letter, we want the process to be competitive and be very open for Sierra Leoneans to see how the process is done for us to get a good coach. So we are not stopping you on your appointment, but ensure these coaches you have, let them go for 3 months, and we see them, they will see their performance for these 2 games, understand? Then in December, come out with a public notice, asking interested Sierra Leoneans and international to apply for a coach of Sierra Leone. That's all we have asked them to do.
In that asking, were you consulted? Were you aware of all of this? And what's your position in this?
Well, this is very unfortunate. Maybe my brother was not in some of these meetings, and maybe you are not properly briefed. My vice president one, who is in charge of technical, and my acting general secretary, engaged NSA and the Ministry of Sport. They explained all these things to them. In fact, the honest truth is, we for don't about coaching business, long time ago. We also have our own supervisors. We have our parent bodies. We have CAF. We have FIFA. So anything we really do, we are like a donor-driven country. SLFA will pull. So we also have to make sure we are in compliance with what CAF and FIFA they think. My sister, you cannot want IMF money and you don't want to be subjected to IMF conditionalities. Abi, when we do our selections, we serve the ask if we did in compliance. At times, certain questions will be answered in a way you checkmate yourself to say, let me look into this. And this is not government. Let me get my brother to understand. If we are a rich country, if we are a rich federation, now we pay we own coaches, we don't need you to tell us what we can do. But because we know in our government, the complementary effort, we always come back to you. There is nothing I have done in this federation that I did not talk to Dr. Kenneth Brima about. The new minister, in her wisdom, every time I go to her, she will say, that is your responsibility. Just let us know what is going on. The unfortunate situation here is, and I must say this, we're not against you guys trying to see if we are doing the right thing or not doing the right thing. It's just about simple communication and respect. I came to the Ministry of Sport. I met all of you guys, you directors. You guys were in a meeting. I told you I am giving instructions for AGS to pull out this publication. Everybody said, go ahead. And 3 days after that, you guys wrote a letter to ridicule what the federation was doing. That's disrespect.
Steve, you know, things somebody want to look at now third-party interference from SLFA because
that's it.
We all know them then get the mandate for appoint coach and then only consulting now because of the relationship.
You know, it's not third-party interference. When you look at the statute of the SLFA,
you think
let me make it clear.
The
issue of third-party under the National Sport Authority regulations and also the statute or the constitution of the Sierra Leone Football Association is not a third-party interference. And you look at their constitution section, Article 2H says for all international competitions and other levels of competition, understand, the FA must work in cordiality and of government or national institutions or that is in charge of sports in the country. And the NSA is in charge of sport development in this country. So we are not interfering. We are only ensuring that whosoever is running any sport body in this country follows the regulations that is in the best interest of the people of this country. That's what we're doing. So we let me make this thing clear. Let me also do something very clear.
Sorry, I just want to ask one question. What are the issues NSA, Ministry of Sport, gets with regards to the appointment of the coaches then?
Now, we said one, in our letter we were very clear. We said your appointment do not have any public notice. Understand? It's not competitive. Understand?
But in consulting now.
Wait, the appointment.
Okay,
wait, let me make my point. Let me make Mr. President.
Okay.
Mr. President,
Mr.
please.
President, yes.
You are asking me the question.
Yeah, sure.
Understand?
Yeah.
They recommended names to us that they said they have selected or they have appointed a technical team.
Now the name they had recommend to you now?
Yes, understand? Okay. They send it to us. We look at the letter and we do not see any evidence of a competition that was done. That you will say, oh, in my selection, in previous, this is how John Kisa also came on board. It was advertised, people applied, you understand? This have been the best practice to do over the years. Why only now you have jumped that and you say, okay, we don't appoint. We say, okay, we will not see notice. People of Australia don't know how I'm going to do this selection. We want for long and make sure, say, okay. And secondly, for the World Cup qualifier, we only get 2 matches in this November. We will not get match again until next year, June. And you go take a coach where you see they pay every 5 months, every month $5,000. What do you get for do from December on to April? Nothing, absolutely. Understand? So we rationalize the people, the money, whether the money SLFA is using is Australian people's money because FIFA is selling on behalf of the people of this country. And then also as NSA, what we do now, we do on behalf of the people of this country. We say, okay, then coaches say, I want to do a point. We will not stop them. We will not just give them 3 months. Lord will see how they will perform and go back to the process of making this whole thing competitive and open. That's simple what we have told Mr. President and his technical team. And I think that's not interfere, not to any interference, now a control mechanism that is in their statute.
Okay, so let me just respond.
No, because another issue from Steve is that we know sometimes back, when they appoint coaches, they can put out a release, say we want to appoint this coach, and would have.
Okay, so let me explain this. Maybe we should have ironed this behind the scenes before coming public. Because now I actually see the flaws. One thing, Director Kefala, with respect to him, Director, you don't have the facts in your hand. The reason being, we had 6 people we were talking to for this coaching job. And I'm going to say this publicly because I've been criticized publicly. Mohamed Kallon, this. We rested, NSE, SLFA. Our first choice was Mohamed Kallon. We spoke to Mohamed 3-4 times. Private meetings. How can we do this? How can we do this? How can we go about that? We had sent inquiries to FIFA and CAF. We want to employ this man. They said, okay, it's your responsibility, that's your job. But what about this? We said, okay, we need time to clear A, B, C, and D. Because of that, we cannot give this man this job now. That's why you see that word provisional. But let's clear this up. And maybe our best option will come. If the best is not available, the available becomes the best. So we brought in Amiru. And Amiru, he is the kind of guy that will listen. He's the kind of guy, he's a team player that you can work with. Amiru has been part of a system that we have been building. Okay, now, and don't get this wrong. I must say this, everybody's looking.
Yeah.
There is not an individual, we not get a young coach now in mind. And I'm not the kind of guy who can dictate to what you have to do. When I know say this is not my job.
So the coach that mine Amidou Karim?
We have given a provisional job to Amidou because we want him to carry where we left off from.
Is a time limit, even though it's a provisional job, but we get a time limit?
Yes, we had to agree in a contract. We drafted a contract and sent it to these guys. So let's sit and agree. The issue here is, why do you guys have to make a public release and make it public in social media? That's why I am angry. But if we have been called, we
not get the press release. They're not sending to you now.
They're sending to we then put on a social media.
No, it's not a press release. It's a letter.
Then
that
put on a social media.
It's not a press release.
Who works like that? Who does
it's a letter that we send to relevant stakeholders, copied relevant stakeholders. So you can't hold us responsible if it leaks to the public, because the president, we are copied. We copied the office of Secretary to President, the Chief Minister, the Minister of Finance, understand? So with all of these stakeholders that we copied, you can't come back to us and tell NSA that you're the one that leaked that information to the public. The fact remains is, let's look at the content of our communication. We did not flout your powers. We did not tell you you don't have the power to appoint. We said let there be a control mechanism so that we achieve the optimal result for the best Leone Star.
But the SLFA now don't get the technical ability for
the technical ability in this the technical ability was not questioned. What we wanted to question here is, now you have given us an analysis in your technical report of a technical team that have performed woefully, 17%. And this man you have appointed as the current coach was part of that technical team. So we are saying, let's ensure if this man is competent to this job, we are not questioning his ability, we know his fit. Let him go through a real competitive process where people of this country will see that out of many people that applied, and the screening process, we want to see how that. We
not get time now. We
not get time. That's what we said. We are not stopping you. Let them continue. We say let this team continue with the appoint for 3 months.
Okay.
October to December, and in December, let the SLFA come with a press release notifying the public that we are opening applications for interested Sierra Leoneans and non-Sierra Leoneans to apply.
But enough don't communicate on it to
SLFA. That's what we did in the letter.
So when I started this conversation,
it is in the letter.
When I started this conversation,
it's not a press release for clarification. It's a letter. So if it is leaked to the public, you can't hold us responsible. Because even when I talked to their Secretary General, he said when he received the letter, he copied the ESCO members. Then who knew along that line? Somebody must have.
Okay. So when I started this discussion, I started by saying, now we they train the coaches.
Yeah.
Now we they do coaching appraisal. For God's sake, if you're not a teacher, you they teach in a class. You forgo per inter-secondary school spelling. This speaking way they can force. You don't pull and come out. Not to you sabi the other person for go for that spelling. What are you guys calling due process, for God's sake? We have all the data in our hands. I've just given you an analysis as to how we came up with these guys. The whole thing here is not, it wasn't going to be a difficult thing to solve. The fact that, to me, the fact that when I put on social media means the intent wasn't genuine. People are trying to provoke something. And far before this time, me, na person who are vex, now I cannot kill it for vex. I can fight till if me like go left day, I not agree. This is our job. Now we get the technical expertise for do this job. You see, from where the whole public, na salon, they cry we down. We'll not talk anything. One get time now tell one person say, you not let Mohamed Kallon reach me. You not go ever let Mohamed Kallon reach. For God's sake.
So this issue about Mohamed Kallon.
No, I'm just coming. Let me come. It might be. It might be. You understand? If we have a coach where they carry Salongo and we win World Cup after Sierra Leone, Thomas Daddy Brahma gets the praise, no? You think I don't want that? But there are other things we look into where you and a government person no go see. Now make them they tell you, say, we dey try for separate government from football. Football is very popular. In fact, they're the biggest organization in the world. When you add political powers to football, it becomes disastrous. Like what they're trying to do, to impose. You don't do that. Call us, we sit, we talk. We give you reasons why we are doing the things we do. We've engaged coaches. We had 6, 7 people, 4 internationals. When I spoke to them about the possibility, no, they spoke to me about the possibility of bringing an international coach. My answer to them was, I believe in local content. The cheapest coach, now this sub-region, the foreign coach, he's paid $37,000. How much are we paying our coaches? That besides, why are we bringing in an international coach if we have a local guy that can do it? We got unfortunate along the line. Our best choice, we have issues that we will clear along the line. But they have to understand that some of these things will not come into public domain if we had managed it like adults or like
it's professionals. Like there is about communication.
There is a communication, which I accept well. But that's what I told him, President. We respect you. We believe the FA is up to their task to do their job. But we as government regulators, we just want this whole thing to happen that will please the people of this country. If you comply with the advice we gave to you to extend John Kista's contract to 1 week to take the team to the last AFCON, you accepted it. You did not say it was interference. Now you have come with a proposal of giving 1 year contract to a particular team that we think they did not go through the due process. John Kista and others, when we were appointing John Kista and others, there was a whole panel of the Ministry of Sport, that's when the NSA was not there, and that of the FA, in the interview panel, and they came and they went for the interview, and at the end of this, a recommendation from that interview panel said John Kista was the best.
And that process was wrong.
Let me make my point, Mr. President. Let me make my point. You've said a lot. You know, this is a collaboration, and this is where we have to accept that the trend sport is going in Sierra Leone now these days. It's for us to actually to accept what is in our books, understand, and we do what is in the interest of the people of this country. You're making a lot of insinuation that people have coaches in their mind. What NSA have been insisting, and the ministry, that we want the new coach appointment to be competitive, that the people of this country will know and open the doors. We did not say we want international coach. We said let's give the opportunity to everybody, both local and international, to apply. Understand? Now he's telling me they have done all of this thing behind the scene. There's no document to the effect to us. There's no evidence to prove that they contacted all of this. Let me make sure, Mr. President. There is no evidence, and mind you, your statute says we have the power to control you at certain level if you are taking certain decisions.
No, you're a supervisory agency.
That's the control
supervision
mechanism.
is different. Supervision. No, wait. Okay. Supervision is different from co-management.
It's not co-management.
What you guys are doing, you guys
no, just to tell you. Reduce the contract to 3 months.
Okay, quickly, let's
3 months.
Supervise us.
Quickly, let's stick to Creole.
Exactly. So reducing the contract to 3 months, some may say now co-management, because we'll tell you when I say when I give John Kista 1 week, let's take the team to the airport, accept them. You understand? 3 months because we not say the money on they put now for pay them and they or what government will get for put for pay these coaches 5,000. They don't play.
So this is about the money of paying them.
The money is one. The money is one. It's also the process of getting the coach. It's another thing we want it to be more transparent.
Let me address this. Two major issues you've just spoken about.
Yeah.
One, you say the money.
Yeah.
Secondly, you say the process. I will start with the money. We are the least at the sub-region where they play. Our guys, respect to John Kista, he worked for that amount for all this while. The new coach, in fact, he will reduce in money small, because I told him, partner, test will test you first. If you pass the test, we'll sit back on the table and talk. They know it. And talking about the process, for God's sake, who would I get the mandate for determining if this process is authentic or not? We now we train the coach. Now we do their appraisal. Now we sabi them. When we agreed, when we spoke, when people brought in recommendations in a meeting for a foreign coach, I kicked against it. I cannot be running a league in Sierra Leone. I dey train coaches, I dey play league, then person tell me say, no hire young people there. If now your uncle and they correct. That is like to say, even within me, Thomas Ibrahim they do as FA president, I'm not sure of it. So we said, okay, let us look amongst the group. Now that time they are against we, if we get for advertise this job, at least we get for be 6 weeks now, international. We don't have time. Now we get the mandate for choose a coach. What do we do? So instead of saying, we'll not go through due diligence, please give me time, I can explain how this works. We get the technical department and the FA and the technical director give recommendations to the executive committee. We had all these names. We looked at it. We rested on 2 or 3. And now we had to do background check to see if this can be acceptable or this can be acceptable. They did not, FIFA and CAF not tell we say no give nobody. But then go ask you some kind of question, you go say, you know it's in, make a clear this force. Sometime after this obstacle, this can be possible. You understand? And when that happened, I went to the minister straight. Straight. Smart woman. I said, Madam, we rested here, but see, it not happen. She looked at me, she said, I thought as much. You understand?
You mean after the press release?
No, far before this time. And she said, what's your next option? I said, if the best is not available, the available becomes the best. That's just what I told her. We are going with this team. And she said, why? And then I explained. Amidou, we want continuity. He has been with John. And he knows the player situation best. Francis Zappa, the only coach that has taken Sierra Leone from Chan, from one level to the other stage. Abedi, the only local coach that has won the league back-to-back. So we're not going to leave these 3 or go bring other person. Therefore, madam, please, give me the authority for make a point them law just understudy them. If it no work, then waiting will work on in trying to clean up some of waiting come up on some other people, then we'll come back to you. And she said, go ahead. And Edie said, go ahead. And I met all of them in an office situation, of which you, Bindidi. And I said, I instruct the AGS. If they had said, no, hold on, for God's sake, I would have just waited. But they said, go ahead.
No, Mr. President, okay. This is a public discussion, Mr. President. And I will not come and tell you. My response to you immediately was, we are going for a meeting and we're taking the decision on that. We're reviewing your document and we'll take it. That's what I told you. I did not, Mr. President, you made some, you don't talk, let me say talk, yeah? I tell you, me particular, I want to tell and say, we go right now in the technical meeting, the NSA and the MOS, and we're discussing the issue, we'll come out with a resolution. But what I want to bring to the attention of the President here is, NSA decision for reduce this contract where they don't propose for 1 year to 3 months. Now, yes, we will see them, we will set John Christa in contract to 3 years, understand, and the condition of time be say, we not go pull them until the time in 3 years done. If in 3 years not done, we will pay, understand? But now wait. Now wait for me, Rami. Now Australians
coaching for 3 months.
No, wait. Now Australians were saying, John Kisa don't perform badly. When I pull up, when we go back to the terms of reference, there was no way law to John Kisa. So we say, okay, law incrementally manage this situation, forget this appointment, because we get a very important game for play in November. Also, okay, this one 1 year, law reduce them to 3 months, understand? When we know they against anything we don't suggest, that after that 3 months, we not advertise. You understand? Because the game they know they every month to every month. After November until next year June before we get game. You understand? So we know why again, let this coach they come perform woefully bad. Then Australians that begin for questions, say not to better coach, you want to sack them. Then we go to the contract and it says now 1 year. You understand? And government go to pay money, spend money. And NSA will not be in this country again, and that happened. If it happened years back, we will not go to do it again. The resources of this country, whether from the government or on behalf of the people of this country, where FIFA descend, people take them and just take a decision because they believe it is right. We know they accept it as a
and so with or without games, we hire a coach, you don't get for pay. You pay him right through the year.
Because it
will be more comfortable when that coach they come through a real competitive process, understand, openly to everybody, screening a joint interview from the NSA and the SLFA.
But that is what have been happening. That's where you are missing the point. The only reason why we have been there on that panel the other time because that's why they brought you guys.
But again,
no. Let's make that clear. That's not your job.
Okay,
if you want to be working for the federation, let government work. Make can work now SLFA. It's as easy as ABC.
In the statute, I want Stephen for reminding us. What I want to say, the statute say the sport body where they in charge of sport get the power for control. Understand? It's in the statute.
No,
so read. So they control they don't give them. Then don't say it's too heavy for them for now. They have to accept it.
No.
Okay, quickly.
Yes,
no. You are a supervisory agency. The ministry are policy makers. I have told you this times without numbers. There is a difference between supervising somebody and co-managing somebody. It cannot work. You guys want to instruct because you see, football. Let people of Sierra Leone understand the reason why Fet been Bokupa Salon football. Anytime the ministry feel say, therefore come into football for co-manage, there is a problem. You know why? Because we get our own books, all they follow. We are accountable not only to government, but to also FIFA and CAF. So what we can they look at? A lot of things we don't ignite this. We not to post away the vex. It started a very long time, and they will begin tell you we go teach a lesson. Me not to that kind of person they teach lesson. When they talk of delegation list, them vex. If you guys want to do everything, una left una government work and can work for SLFA. For God's sake, you control delegation, you know they control money. We guys do everything. What's our relevance? You also want to appoint coach? Go ahead.
Quickly in a post
Mr. President, you put all of those things in, but if they are reality, they are happening.
Quickly
but let's don't come to the point and start.
Quickly in a post by Mohamed Kallon, a particular paragraph, he says, however, although I am disappointed, I am convinced that God has willed it, and this would be a prerequisite for much greater things for both me and my beloved country, where at the end of the day, for football, you know, they at its best. But then again, a question here now that Mohamed Kallon posts this, and that in negotiation be there around, and disagreements coming. So, who said that disagreement? They lie.
We are not privileged to do all of these discussions. We're not privileged. If it was a competitive process, Mohamed Kallon for the state disagreement because a competitive process, you put conditions for people to apply, understand? And when you come for the interview panel, you present yourself. Where NSA is there, the ministry there, there will not be disagreement. They always say,
I think
disagreement. We don't know which personal disagreement they have with Mohamed Kallon.
In Bakum staff. I don't know if you have, is there a reason?
If Mohamed say what?
Mohamed Kallon say there was negotiation, but things not go on the right way, but then enough fortunate for get the job. I understand say now issues surrounding in getting back home staff. And
it was a lot of issues. It was a lot of issues. That could be one. Both external and internal. I don't want to tear Mohamed apart in the television. But what I go tell anybody, nobody know they will like Mohamed Kallon pass me. Mohamed go tell you, say, if I follow me neck for me get this job, I follow her. But there are other issues. I started by saying, you know they want IMF money. You know, and go through IMF conditionalities. Forget about that. You know they want World Bank money. You know, and go through their own process. Forget about that. Every organization get the way, the pattern where they go. My brother still keeps talking about due diligence. Will not go through the right way. Let me explain to him for understand. Boss, you had no business being on a panel to select a coach. We select the coach and present it to government. Why we couldn't have been there? Because Fet been Boko. You understand? Yeah. And because of this UNA interference, now I make problem one begin come. Nevertheless, me, Thomas Zadi Brahma, I sit down here and tell the Salon people and say, it has been a process. We football, they change and we will qualify.
Okay. I want to remind Mr. President, when the NSA will come on board in 2020, We wrote a letter to officially notify FIFA, and FIFA, they respond to us. In the concluding statement of their letter, they say the FA must work with us in collaborating to ensure sport development.
That is what I have been doing all
So in light of that, he should not be enough for the talk say we they can control, we they can we not supervise, no more they supervise, we not interference. It's not interference. It's not interference. It's not interference. It's a control mechanism we have instituted.
I come to this message from Soriba and say, and he said, Mr. President, you have said it all. It is the responsibility of the SLFA to hire and sack coaches of various national selections. The actions of the Ministry of Sport and NSA to try and circumvent your legitimate right is tantamount to third-party interference. FIFA will hold SLFA accountable for any mishap in the process of appointment, not the Ministry of Sport or NSA. It is very sad our supervisory authorities could resort to such action with just 5 weeks to start of the 2026 FIFA World Cup of Leone Stars. Whilst other countries in our group have stabilized their World Cup campaign in terms of appointing their respective technical staff, our NSA officials here are busy telling people about regulating the SLFA on an issue they have no legs to stand on. Let our NSA, Ministry of Sport authorities direct their energies in ensuring that the Shaka Stevens Stadium is ready for the match day 3 fixtures against Djibouti. Can NSA director quote the relevant provisions in Act that gives them this authority to question the appointment of coaches of Leone Stars? Are they doing same for basketball or volleyball? It from Soriba and Sise and as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. You know, all of these people were saying, that's why sometimes we refer people to. So now go back and go read the NSA Act. We know they just grab for do something because we want for do them. The NSA Act in our function is very clear that we are in charge of all sport development in Sierra Leone. So even getting a coach to lead the national team is a sport development activity. It's a decision we have to monitor to ensure it is in the best interest of this country. If a coach that does not provide the necessary skills for us to get results from Leone Star, NSA also will be questioned at some point from the people of this country. So on the way they write, let them go read the NSA Act. We have let me make this clear. Sometimes people read the laws and let them understand. Even in the NSA, even in the SLFA Constitution, there is a clear statute, there is a clear article. I don't re-emphasize that severally. Understand? We talk say therefore coordinate with we. Understand? Therefore coordinate with the agency who responsible for control. So in the control, in the sense, in the coordination, in the sense, they have proposed 1 year. Understand? But we say, okay, this 1 year is too long because your process did not go through an open competitive bid. Now you have started see what Kallon was saying, that he had some problem with them, which we don't know about that problem. Okay. So NSA is now that justify our question.
I want you for
let this thing let this thing open. Let everybody apply. Then Kallon will go talk say along the line. There was
another point, but exactly. I want you for make clarification. Is it that the issue is about you say the report where the SLFA sent to now with regards to John Kista in technical team the performance about 17%
of
and the SLFA just pulled John Kista and take Amadou Karim be the second in command to John Kista for head the national team. Yeah. We mean say Amadou Karim the part of that 17%. Yes. So the issue is about competency. And I think say Amadou Karim not competent for head the national team. Because
well, as a professional body, we not question the man in competency for the process. We only want for the people of this country believe say if Amadou Karim really not the right person for the job, let compete with other people.
But that's how I forget the man they don't present and train us.
The process was not competitive. He has explained. Look at Kallon now complaining.
But yeah,
Kallon complain. One of the people complaining. It's because how can he justify that Kallon complaint was really considered or looked into?
Okay, so let me answer your question. So let me answer your question.
Yeah.
Okay. Firstly, SLFA runs football in Sierra Leone. Okay? So SLFA cannot only rest on Mohamed Kallon, with all respect to Mohamed. We train a lot of coaches. It is our responsibility, if we believe in what we are doing, for also give other people a chance. If Mohamed, listen, read my lips, if Mohamed is not available at this time, or if we cannot give Mohamed the job at this time, we'll not go left the coaching job vacant. And I told you, and that is why, you see, where you go make teacher, doctor, if you not take the left pencil and your mind belly. Because you guys are failing to understand how this runs, and you know no one give chance, now me could go through this. When you get, we told our technical director, take the format by FIFA and CAF standards, give me exactly the reports on them, on this coach and performance. Okay, they brought it up. Compared to other countries, they gave us a percentage.
In our presenter?
Of course, we added everything and sent it to them. That shows you how transparent we were. But now, we said, okay, we've brought all these players and we not get enough time. John was a defense-minded coach. Amiru is an attacking-minded coach. Either ways, we don't defend till we not go no side. Able, we not go try the man with the sailor go before.
Then quickly, I want to make you clarify something. You talk about, there are a lot of issues with Mohamed Kallon. You want to name a few of them we make Mohamed Kallon.
No, not issue. And again, I have the opportunity for Sidomia, the one that we watch and listen. Salon people, the way how they do things is bad. When Mohamed, because his name is Mohamed Kallon, do one small thing at this country where you push, they say push woman coach. They say Mohamed do this. Then put on all the papers. In fact, people sent these things to FIFA. They sent them to CAF. It becomes an ethical issue. If you want to give that kind of man that job, then can't see not clear it, you will be able to get the job.
Like what will not clear it?
Mohamed had a 4-match ban. We are going into a game. How can Sierra Leone be playing and we own coach, we own head coach not go there on the bench? How you want to make internationally, then look at me, where they make that appointment at this time. That is why we clearly mentioned provisional. Mohamed was our best bet, but it not will happen now. Maybe we give some time to clear this up. And this is what people don't want to understand. If it's not happen now, no mean say it not will happen. But go back and clean your records. That's just what we are trying. In essence, I have to say this open so people in Sierra Leone will understand. And these same Sierra Leoneans, where they write so now today, now they post, they send to FIFA, Mohamed don't push referee, Mohamed don't slap, and now see, we have a female minister. That tension wouldn't be happen, so until we be downplay them tear small. But it comes back to haunt us. Because if we don't take them tear seriously, squash them, and tell FIFA, say, no, he's a good guy. Sometimes we're not going to talk with him to talk. But when all them tear come up, they're not tell we say not get the job, but they will be asking questions. How this ethical issue?
But why don't want to
so this does not come to government.
What I want to clarify for me. I still the third presidency. I tell
NSA wants Mohamed Kallon.
No, that is no.
They didn't want it.
Wait, let me make this
clear.
We wanted Mohamed. Let the president know. Let the president of the Sierra Leone Football Association, Mr. Daddy Brahma, know say. The ministry and the NSA not question the criteria they put forward for who becomes the best coach, but only that when you want to do the appointment, we're going to make sure say that appointment will go through procedures.
So because
we believe say we are in control. We will not say this is the quality of the kind coach. We did not tell them that. We will not tell them saying that the qualification this is the coach forget because I didn't get the competency for one. They came up.
But controlling the football association, not third party interference.
No, it's not control. We are ensuring that they conform to the best practice of what it's
and I would love that.
Understand?
Okay, so
best practice that is in line with our regulations.
Now coming to conclusion now. Now coming to conclusion now.
Yes.
So as we speak, when are the stance of NSA Ministry of Sports towards the coach the football association when they get the technical ability for choose coach for national team? When are stance now?
At the moment, we were very clear in our communication with them. We say, okay, we receive una letter and we believe, say, the process not be open and not go through screening and not be transparent, you understand? And so, and the 1 year contract una don't give, una reduce it to 3 months. In December, una advertised for all Sierra Leoneans and non-Sierra Leoneans to apply. And at the end of the day, law will see a panel be set, and that panel lay with the interview them. We want to see the recommendation report. Now he's telling me they did this, but there is no recommendation report from those technical committee that actually interview Mohamed Kallon and everybody.
We did not.
Well, let me make my point, Mr. President. I'm concluding, please. There is no technical report. There is no report that says this technical committee will meet, will screen Mohamed Kallon and all the other parties telling us that we not see no report of that nature. We talk, say this is how we came to conclusion for Hamidou Karim. I'm going to get all the qualification. So we, for taxpayers' money, for and on behalf of the people of this country, that's what our statute say. Anybody where they can organize any sports competition in this country, for and on behalf of Sierra Leoneans, you understand, forget clearance from the NSC. And our clearance here, we're telling them here is, we want that process to be transparent and open, so we give these guys 3 months, a target of the 2 games, understand? If they go through the team game, when they apply, when they do the advertisement, they apply. If they perform well at these 2 games, when they apply, so they will give them favor. But we want to see something.
Okay. So now this boils down. This just boils down.
Very quickly, and according to Stevie, say when be coming to conclusion agreement for John for extender for 1 game, but you agree. But now then say, well, give Hamidou Karim then 3 months, and then you advertise
maybe propose.
But we accepted.
When John Kista his contract done, and we only had a week to the next game, I said, gentlemen, look, now they pay this man. But now we don't deal with the team. Let us give him the chance to see what he can do. And we agreed.
We accepted.
Now,
why not this
now
one?
technically, now let me tell you why not this. You know they hire a national team coach for 3 months. You know why? Because if you're a national team coach, you left your job outside you day. You know they be national team
How
coach.
you hire? This is our question.
How? Thank you.
It's not
No.
competitive.
Now you are questioning the process.
Yes.
This process is being determined by SLFA technical team. Because we told you, that is why we said provisional. We were doing this in the back of our mind, knowing that this process can only be done this way because we will not get time. My brother, in business, we get what we call soul sourcing. It's acceptable. If where they teach the beginner class, we don't tell you, say, with this man or the go the kango. Here the crew, go the kango sidoya. Why should they do the assignment? Padina bad we do. But the problem here is,
why not go accept? They say just 1 year, and you know, say
they did not even bother to go through the contract because what they wrote.
But I still the term, Mr. President, say
it's not.
In 3 months, it's happening everywhere. It's happening everywhere. Mr. President, no come and say, Mr. President, no can do like say he's so extraordinary president that the regulatory body. That's what they're telling me. You know, okay, I take it back. I take it back. But what I want to let Mr. President understand here, this is a very simple thing for benefit the people of this country. Mr. President, not to wait till you want a loan for give people a 1 year contract. Wait, we all left Sierra Leone. We all left Sierra Leone.
So according to NSA, means now the president no more take decisions. The
president now they represent the FA here, and now they make the statement.
But the president then set up a committee.
No report of that nature.
Call me Benson, make him prove this man wrong.
Which report?
There have been
The report that they sent was to analyze John Kista in formal technical team, the analysis, and so also say in one sentence, Hamidou Karim went through a competitive. Wait for me, let me make my point. I have the document with me.
Maybe you don't know this.
The document with me, with technical committee, we don't analyze them. Mr. President, your relationship with our bosses and all the rest, NSA gets also a technical team where they do the job. You understand? And when we report, we advise the bosses, and we have advised our bosses accordingly, and they have complied. That's why Dr. Kenneth Brahma signed that document.
Okay.
You understand? So don't come here and start. If they get informal discussion, we don't get a lot of informal problems over the years. That's why we reminded them. The Dubai friendly was an informal discussion lead to a problem. So we know they take that again at NSA.
Okay.
We don't take anything at NSA when an informal discussion. It has to be official in everything we do.
Okay. So we don't get time. So
yes,
with the close now, in less than 2 minutes.
Yes.
What's going to be your submission, Mr. President?
It's very simple. When you hire somebody who not perform, you set them aside also. That's why we said provisional. The whole issue here is control over the federation. Not to say then they doubt what you do. They just want to control the federation. And that's not going to work. Gentlemen, do your supervisory job. Allow us to do our job. We'll take responsibility. We'll be blamed when something goes wrong. I'm a very humble man. If young parents and I be teachers. When I not do something right, I will come out to say, I'm sorry. I thought it could have been this way, but as we don't come out. But don't try to impose on the federation thinking you guys are dealing with small boys. No, this is our job. We said provisional. In the contract, now space lady safe, we not put time. We not put time where you don't.
1 year.
Now,
You said 1 year. It's in it.
provisional. So
1
which
year.
means if them are not perform tomorrow, next tomorrow, or if then default waiting, or what would they expect if it happen? Not to everything big man will talk in a public. But when we not go make that letter, we not put in a public domain. That's tantamount to embarrassing the Football Federation. So me as president, I'm going to sit down full foot. I go react. Because we not put the credibility on the line. Or we not the test for see how we react. No one does that to an adult. So if you not be called with me, you not my brother, you not my brother. Dr. Kenneth brother, Kenneth is my brother. We talk every day. In fact, as a Komoya, na me and Dr. Kenneth Brahma will go up and down. What was really wrong to say? We think, let us do it this way. Let us do it this way. And then we go advance reasons. We disagree to agree. Sierra Leone not belong to one person, for God's sake. Now we all get saloon. Now we all get here. So whatever decisions we are doing, we will consult and reach.
And you listen to when you consult, you listen to the other party, their advice.
We agree on what is best for this country.
Okay.
So,
Steve?
So yes, you know, what I want Mr. President understand, our control or our recommendations in our letter, not doing any way for creating any upset for them. We want to ensure that the football development in this country go well. Understand? Even the last time we meet, they say, Lord, we agree for law form committees to help enhance the work of football. Football development committee, football camp management committee, understand? Football scouting committees. And those committees we are all discussed, understand? We agree. In fact, the AV Talks NSA proposed the TOR for all of those committees. Understand? We are working well. Mr. President, this issue we are bringing to you, you are not the only sport body in Sierra Leone. We respect football because it's a bigger sport. And when we come up with this kind of suggestion, we are not in any way trying to embarrass you, but we just want for let we make sure say that optimal or that best result we forget for football, we all get them. Yeah. So go back, meet with your technical team. And when I say, okay, NSA, they will advise you to take them. One for Tawapan and this time round. Okay. We comply and law will make sure say, this man has a 3-month contract. After the 3 months, we make the process open. Even if they say, law not sit at the interview panel, but let there be an advertisement for all Sierra to and non-Sierra Leoneans to apply. And we know of a technical committee where they sit on that interview day, and we see the report of that technical committee. We know the people that will do them, they names them. Then it's become your head is free and our head is free for whatever performance of that coach in the future. We all go say yes. We look all over the world. This is what we have. The Lord I tell you, the lost game then. Now in the tell we say, he said that to Stevie, and now the player that need someone who get to manage them. Understand? So let's also scout for the best coach. And the one who will make available will get, Lord be with them, but let due process must be followed.
Okay.
Thank you.
In all of this, we go find time for bring Mohamed Kallon and make clarifications on the issues there.
Issues. I know, we don't get much time. I know say the Football Association President, Thomas Sadi Brahma, and the Executive Director of NSA, Dr. Kenneth Brahma, they will go sit on our way. Let me say that you brother.
The whole thing here is, and make a talk again at television. these guys, they want to control the football federation.
We want to regulate.
Instead of supervising the federation, they want to co-manage.
Regulate for development.
You know, say now travel they come, off the ground they come. So if they left an Amianomo, we go for cuts down the delegation.
No, that's not objective. That's not objective.
When they cut down the delegation. That's not objective. No, but on a very serious note, every time we travel out of this country, people begin to say delegation list, delegation list. Them man are they keep full up with the brand. So when I'm forced to cut them, they want to teach me lesson.
We also want to cut down the technical committee.
The technical keep flop the delegation.
No, that's not. How many governments? 6 maximum. So then you're 13 up to technical.
So what is
apart from the 4
okay, the 13 people, let me count.
I am director of participation.
Let me count.
We have recommendations and approval.
Head coach 2. The third coach, we have goalkeeper coach, we have the masseur. We have, listen to the nomenclature of the people.
They are technical
people. So what are you doing there?
We have a role. We have to report because government is paying money into it. I have to monitor the process to see whether it's done in the best interest of this country and come back and report. So don't tell me another role. Government will pool billions of billions in Leone, you know, to government worker. They will give it to you. You go alone, and nobody there as a government person for money to the process. Let me clear. So Mr. President, no can talk say we not get. I have a role. I have written several reports. Each time I go, I will write a report and recommendations of that.
Government officials are.
But you sign for every expenditure. Of course. Every expenditure na they approve am.
Of course. Now me dey sign una budget.
No, but every expenditure na they sign am.
No. Okay, let's get this.
Every expenditure na they sign am.
Make the people of Sierra Leone understand this.
Now you dey sign every expenditure.
Everywhere in the world, everywhere in the sub-region. The Football Federation, where government make the money. In fact, when we went to anti-corruption made it clear that when these monies are being given for football purpose. Let SLFA deal with the money and retire.
And I said, say supervise and monitor the process.
And monitor the process.
And we cannot sit here and go to another country.
So you guys send the money, you understand? Now we're not carry the money, but I mean
it's simple. It's simple, Mr. President. All of these things.
When I want to put measures in place, when I say we could treat our listen.
Now, they ask we say, any game they play, no report from government. So, can we sit and rely on your report? Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That's the way the result. He's going to comply with us. He's a very good guy. I trust him.
Before
the end of the day, you know, tell him,
one thing that is
comply. No, I
might not comply with you, but the Leone Stars will qualify by God in power.
Amen.
And that compliance, the blessing of your the qualification will be the blessing of your compliance to the supervisor.
You know, for now, avoid this kind of thing. They embarrass yourself publicly. Una do una job, we say do your job.
Simple. But we understand each other. Coordination for them, we understand each other. So, Mr. President, just
thank you very much, the football session president. Thomas Daddy Brahma and Steve Kelfala from the NSA. Guys, thank you very much for being part of the show. Very interesting conversation. Civil.
Yeah. Civil.
All right, we wish Leone Star all the best and the appointed coaches them all the best, and we hope say we go achieve what we all the fight for.
Amicably.
Sure. Zuzu no mama should get for anyway.
So
I can call on Zuzu Zidane is Zidane. All right, thank you very much. Now, when I also go in this edition of News and Current Affairs show, and Wake Up Sierra Leone, and Wake Up Sierra Leone will return again on next week Monday. My name is David Game. See many thanks to guest them. We're going to the studio. Until then, get a blessed weekend and enjoy yourself.
And me Nazulaya to Hamid, continue to watch AYV.